I say! One should demand satisfaction of the field of honor! Cut me down! Let me out of here! What do you think I am, a blasted fish?
My trap worked, Robin.
Let me out here! Let me out!
We can ring the trap with the
Let me out, I say, will you?
Sir Richard! Hey, let him down, lads.
Good day to you, Robin. Good. A most friendly greeting, I must say. You know, there ought to be a law against traps like that. I demand an explanation.
Ned, why did you let Sir Richard walk into the trap? You know he's a friend.
Well, I couldn't see his face from where I was, Robin, and he wasn't walking like a friend. He was creeping.
I was moving with caution, lest some feather-brained sentry loose a shaft at me.
Ned, why didn't you challenge Sir Richard?
Well, I should have challenged, I suppose, Robin, but I've had that trap set for weeks, and this is the first chance I had to try it. I couldn't resist the temptation to see if it really worked.
It worked.
Well, I'm awfully sorry, Sir Richard.
Oh, that's all right, my boy. Temptation often clouds a man's judgment, as my wife is always telling me. Well, may I explain the reason for my visit? My wife, Leonia, and I have reached our 25th wedding anniversary. We invite you to a party to celebrate this milestone in the history of man's ability to tolerate woman.
Well, that's extremely kind of you, Sir Richard, but I can't be seen in public at your castle.
My servants are trustworthy. And as for the guests, well, we have so few friends in this Norman-infested shire that we're only inviting you. And Lady Marian Fitzwalter.
Oh, well, that's very tempting, but, well, we have a lot of work on hand.
Oh, we'll take care of that, Robin. You've earned a day off.
Aye.
Well...
Very expert indeed. Hard to remember you're a fighting man, eh?
Your turn, Sir Richard.
Leonia, my sweet. As this is the 25th anniversary of our march down the highway of life...
The rocky highway of life, would you say?
Well, perhaps. Would you honor me with the pleasure of a dance?
Oh, very well, if you think you have the breath for it. Perhaps it'll help you to digest that enormous meal you've just finished.
The breath for it, indeed. I'd have you know that I keep myself in fighting trim.
Yes, dearest. Well, if you want to go on believing that, may I give you a little bit of advice? Stay out of fights.
There's a knight outside asking for food and drink, shall I admit it?
What?
There's a knight outside asking for food and drink, shall I admit it?
Oh, all right. Oh, today of all days.
Well, what's the matter?
There's someone outside the gates demanding hospitality.
Well, send him packing.
He's a knight.
Send him packing just the same.
What? Break the tradition? A traveling knight has the right to ask for hospitality. Nay, even demand it. My father, Sir Miles, never broke the tradition. My grandfather, Sir Oscar, never broke the tradition. My great-grand...
Oh, Richard, please. Spare us your entire family tree. And tell me what instructions you gave to the porter.
I told him to admit the fellow.
Oh, Richard. No, I will not have my anniversary spoiled by the intrusion of a stranger.
Oh, now, look, my dear, there's...
Oh, all right. Send him to the Solar and I'll see that he's provided with meat and bread and water.
Ale, my pet. In my family, we always provide...
Sir Miles provided ale. Sir Oscar provided ale. Oh, very well then, ale. But you must see that he goes the minute he's finished eating and drinking our ale.
Sir Adrian.
Welcome to my castle. And let me apologize for the fact that today my hospitality must be somewhat curtailed. You see, we've just finished dinner. And, well, the fact is, today is the 25th wedding anniversary for myself and my wife, Leonia, and we're having a little, sort of, family celebration.
Dear Lady Leonia, may I congratulate you? 25 years. You must have been a child bride. Now, don't think I'm going to intrude. Your husband has told me that this is a family affair. And what a fine family you have. A husband still in his prime, such a beautiful daughter, and a stalwart son.
Son, well...
I am Sir Yellskull.
You chose an original name for your son, Lady Leonia.
Sir Yellskull could hardly be my son, as this is only my 25th anniversary.
Oh, 1,000 pardons. I never thought...
Sir Richard is my liege lord, and as I'm sworn to defend him and his castle, well, I've come to be regarded as one of the family.
Quite.
Richard, my love, would you care to take our guest to the solar? And I'll see that he's provided with food and drink.
You are most kind, Lady Leonia.
May I...
Sir Yellskull? Wait a minute.
It was the first name that came to my mind.
It would have been the last that came into mine.
Well, no doubt you'll want to be on the road again, as soon as you've dined. I'll see that your horse is watered.
Oh, thank you, but I'd prefer to stay the night here. I've been traveling since before dawn. A little straw in the corner will do. You have a nice little estate here.
Little... Oh, thank you.
And with such a lovely wife, you must be a very happy man. 25 years. What a glorious occasion. No doubt you've already presented her with an appropriate token in silver.
In silver?
It's the custom in the best families. A 25th anniversary is always marked by a present in silver.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, it's a gross breach of form to omit it. Probably caused talk.
Well, I don't see what I can do now.
Now. Wait just a moment. Perhaps I have the very thing for you. It's the merest coincidence I happen to be carrying it. The coincidence was caused by the fact that I won that necklace at the lucky throw of a dice. But perhaps you can't afford it.
How much would it cost?
At a silversmith's shop, a fortune, but in the circumstances, I'll let you have it for almost nothing. 20 crowns. Don't you like it?
Oh, it's perfectly beautiful. And I'd dearly love to present it to my wife, but with my money tied up in crops and the high upkeep of castles these days.
I understand. No loose money lying about, is that it?
Well, I wouldn't put it like that exactly, but there's a...
But you're a man of property. There's no need to apologize. I tell you what, I'll be sporting about it. I'll give you the chance to win that necklace the way I won it. With the dice. You play Lucky 13.
Oh, I used to play it in the old days, yes. Between jousts at the tournament.
Splendid. Then that's our game. 13 wins automatically. Otherwise, the man with the score closest to 13.
But what can I stake against that necklace?
Why not this?
It's about the only valuable thing we have left. Besides, it's Leonia's. Family heirloom. She likes candlelight. Says it's softer than the glare of torches.
But it's for Leonia's sake that you're playing. Think of the tender gleam in her eyes when you go to her and say, "Dearest wife, here's an offering with my deepest devotion for 25 years of married bliss."
It's a lovely thought. Right, we'll play.
I'll give you the edge. You roll first.
$12.
Hard to beat.
$13.
Bad luck.
Well, that's that. I've nothing else to wager with.
How many acres to this estate?
120. Why?
You can afford to risk 2 of them. I'll wager you the candlestick and the necklace against 2 acres of your land. I don't particularly want land, but I do want to see your lovely wife made happy.
Right.
Winner throws first. Here we go.
13.
I think I'd like something with some trees on it and perhaps a brook.
Luck like this can't last. I'll wager 4 acres against the necklace, the candlestick, and the 2 acres you've just won.
Done.
Oh, no. 13.
Richard, you promised me that you'd never gamble again.
I must ask you to leave this room at once, Leonia.
Richard, you promised.
Am I or am I not lord and master of this castle?
acres. Oh!
Robin, I need your help. That Sir Adrian has got Richard into a dice game. I tried to stop him, but you know what he's like when the gambling fever's on him.
Is he losing?
Yes, I think so. I listened outside the door. I heard him bellowing something about acres. He's probably gambling away all our land. Oh, Robin, after he promised. Oh, don't you remember? He threw his dice into the moat, tore up the playing cards, and even burnt the backgammon board.
Whose dice are they using?
Sir Adrian's, I imagine. Well, yes, must be, because Richard's thrown his away.
Sir Adrian's, eh? I think I'd better look into this.
Oh, Robin.
9 straight 13s.
Sir Richard, the castle is useless with no land to support it. I'll let you wager the castle against everything you've lost.
Throw, man, throw! All or nothing! Wiped out. Ruined! Give me these dice. Into the moat, you devilish cube! Sir Richard, stop!
Richard, what have you done?
I've lost everything.
What?
Everything. Lands, castle, everything.
Richard!
A bad luck like yours deserves a consolation, Sir Richard. For you, Lady Leonia. Happy anniversary.
Ah, Sir Adrian. I thought I might be of assistance in showing you around your property.
Why, thank you.
Though it'll be a sad task for me.
How so? You've lost nothing?
You see, I'm a landless knight. I was just a wandering soldier of fortune when Sir Richard became my liege lord, and I had a home here. In return for food and shelter, all I had to do was guard the castle and fight Sir Richard's battles for him. Now that he's lost the manor, though, I shall have to go on my travels again.
I shall need someone to protect my property now. How would you like to stay on in my service?
Oh, but I'd be breaking my sacred vows to Sir Richard. You see, I'm sworn to defend the manor and everybody on it, even at the cost of my life.
But that's all I want you to do. You wouldn't be breaking any vow at all.
I hadn't thought of it like that, but of course, you're right.
Naturally, I shall want some proof of your ability as a fighting man before I undertake the expense of feeding you.
How would you like to test my sword out? Come. Oh, these swords were blunted long ago for use in the practice field.
Ready?
Stand up! Stop! Oh, my dear friend, I know that you were trying to help me, but to avoid paying a gambling debt by murdering the winner. Oh, it's a dastardly deed. My honor would be gone forever. And my castle will be haunted by the ghost of Sir Adrian buried in the cellar.
I wasn't going to bury anybody in the cellar. These are practice swords. Sir Adrian was merely testing my ability to serve him.
To serve him?
Now, Sir Yosco, do you on your honor as a knight swear to defend this castle, its lands, and my person, even to the death?
I do so swear.
Misfortune has robbed me of my reason.
Now that I'm under oath of allegiance to you, I must warn you of something. The castle is not yet yours. Sir Richard knows this, and he may be planning some trick to regain his property.
I don't understand. I won it.
Yes, but it's not yet legal. You must go to the sheriff with Sir Richard for a formal signing over of the deed.
Yes, I see. Let's go immediately.
One more thing. I'm afraid your castle is a bit run down. You may need money for furnishings and improvements.
I always need money. There doesn't have to be a special reason for it.
Then let me tell you about the sheriff. Now, he's one of the richest men in the Shire. He has chests full of money. And furthermore, he has a passion for gambling.
Enjoys gambling, does he?
He dotes on it, and particularly dice. When I saw you playing with Sir Richard today, well, I was reminded immediately of the sheriff's absolute mania for dice.
We shall have to look into this situation. Tell me, does he win much at dice?
Very rarely wins. Shall I tell you why? Because he's a fool. When he casts the dice, he can barely count up the spots on them.
I can see you're going to be an invaluable knight, Sir Yellowscarf.
I shall do my best to serve you as you deserve.
On to Nottingham.
I know you're up to something, but what is it?
No time to explain now. Just make sure that the sheriff hears about the 10 straight 13s in a row. The sheriff's castle is just inside the gate. I'll stay here and take care of the horses.
Very well.
Good luck, my lord.
You acknowledge Sir Adrian's claim that he won outright your castle, your lands, and all that is on them?
I do, my Lord Sheriff.
Well, then you'd better sign this. You'll find a pen there. It's quite a nice little manor you've acquired for yourself, Sir Adrian. Could be made to pay, too, if you had the sense to whip the serfs into doing an honest day's work.
I shall see to that. Perhaps you will honor me with a visit soon, my Lord Sheriff. Some hunting, feasting, perhaps a little friendly gambling.
It's very kind of you.
I hear you're quite fond of a lively session at the gaming table. Perhaps you would care to try your luck against me when this transaction is over.
Thank you, I'm not in the mood.
You're lucky to refuse. Sir Adrian won my estate by throwing 13 10 consecutive times.
10 consecutive. 10 13s? Perhaps we should have a little game, Sir Adrian. I'm a believer in the law of averages. The odds are with me. Luck like yours can't possibly continue.
I'll take my chance.
Unfortunately, I have no dice.
I happen to have some with me.
Excellent. And the stakes?
I have 30 crowns in my purse. I'll wager it all.
30 crowns? I thought you wanted to gamble, Sir Adrian. I'll put up 1,000 crowns against the deeds for Sir Richard's manor.
I see you are a gambling man. Make your throw.
We're trying for 13, correct?
Correct. The first man with 13 wins.
17.
13.
13. 13 again. These dice seem to be falling all one way. Just as I thought. They're weighted with tiny pellets of lead. Lieutenant!
You cheated me. You're nothing but a blot on the code of chivalry.
Strip this man of his weapons. I want him outside the Shire before nightfall. Send an escort of 2 men-at-arms with him.
You've done me a good turn, my Lord Sheriff. I shall take my deed and go home a wiser man.
What deed, Sir Richard? The estate is now mine.
What?
In a game of chance, when one man cheats, the opponent is entitled to all the stakes. Your manor was at stake, so it now becomes mine.
But it wasn't his to wager. He cheated me out of it.
All we have established is that he tried to cheat me. There's no proof that you were cheated.
But isn't it obvious?
Pure speculation on your part, Sir Richard. Why, you came to me yourself and testified that you had gambled away your manor. I wagered for it, and won because the man tried to cheat me. Well, I shall ride over and take possession this afternoon, if that's convenient to you. Good. Well, what's the matter, Sir Richard? Aren't you feeling well?
Losing one's castle twice in one day is too much for any man. Oh, Robin.
I gather Sir Adrian tried to cheat the sheriff. He left a few minutes ago, under escort.
Yes, but they played for my estate, and now the sheriff says that it belongs to him. He says there's no proof that Sir Adrian cheated when he gambled with me.
Is that so? Well, come along, Sir Richard. We're going to get your proof.
it is most touching.
You're coming with us to make a full confession that you cheated Sir Richard too. Either that or there'll be one less cheat in England.
Sir Yelska, you broke your oath of allegiance.
Not at all. I saved you from the sheriff.
Ah, but now.
Your moral welfare is at stake, Sir Adrian, and your life, unless you tell the whole truth. And I'll be there to see that you do. And so will this. Come along, Sir Richard. Let's get back to the castle before the sheriff arrives. Don't forget, I shall be very close to you, listening to every word.
This is the solar, I suppose. It could be made quite pleasant. You care for this, though? It'll have to go. I shall replace it.
My Lord Sheriff, there is one thing left to discuss.
Oh, surely nothing more. Marian? I wasn't expecting to see you.
I was on a social visit, my lord, and Sir Richard asked me to stay to serve as a witness.
Witness?
To the proof you said I ought to provide. Here you are, fellow. Confess!
I cheated Sir Richard the same way I cheated you. With weighted dice.
There you are, my Lord Sheriff. There's your proof.
I told you to leave the Shire.
Oh, yes, I shall, Your Worship, this moment. Right away. I'm leaving now.
Oh, no, you're not. You're going back to Nottingham with me to stand your trial for fraud.
You have my deed, I presume. Now that it's clearly established that the original transaction was illegal.
Seems clear enough to me.
There's your deed.
Would your lordship care for some refreshment?
Thank you. No. I have a duty to perform that won't wait. All right, step lively.
Well, let's get on with the anniversary celebrations before the castle changes hands again. Oh, great. You're winning.
Oh, yes, of course.
Robin Hood, riding through the glen. Robin Hood, with his band of men. Feared by the bad, loved by the good. Robin Hood, Robin Hood.